We are live. I think we can wait for a few seconds for people to tune in and then we can start. So people are joining.
How can you see people joining? I can't see anyone joining.
They are. Okay, so let's start. Hi, welcome to Play Better, brought to you by enJogo, India's first football learning app. I'm your host Ronak Majumdar and I'm joined today by our very own Gaurav Bora, a 22-year-old sturdy defender whose age defies his achievements. At age 22, Gaurav has already won the I-League, represented India under 23, and is making his name in the ISL with Odisha FC. Gaurav joined BBFS at a very tender age, and it makes us proud to witness his progress. Before we delve into this conversation, which I'm highly intrigued to get started with, I would like to let our viewers know that we have a Q&A session at the end. So feel free to drop in your questions on our YouTube and Facebook comment section. So for today's discussion, we will speak about Gaurav's journey as a young footballer, the difficulties and opportunities on the way, and the importance of starting early. So Gaurav, welcome to the show. How have you been?
Thank you so much. Thank you for letting me be here. I'm doing fine. I hope everyone is fine out there.
Absolutely. So, before we start our conversation, Gaurav, as we all know, the entire footballing world knows that tomorrow it's a huge day for football fans. We have two of the most awaited games which are there to be played. One is the Copa America final between Brazil and Argentina, and the second is in between Italy and England in the Euros. So, whom are you rooting for?
In the Euros, I'm rooting for Italy because they are working very hard and they haven't won a match. I think it's around 32 or 33 match. And in the Copa, I'm rooting for. Oh,
Hello. I'm sorry,
hello.
guys. Internet is a huge issue. Yeah, Gaurav, you're saying something.
In the Euros, I'm rooting for Italy, and in the Copa, I'm rooting for Argentina. I really want Messi to win something with his country as well.
Right. Even I feel that coming from Bengal, I think Argentina and Brazil are the most biggest games ever. So since childhood, I've been watching these. So talking about childhood, going back to your initial days, Gaurav, when was your how were you introduced to the game? How was your initial introduction to to football?
It was there because I'm from Northeast, and people from Northeast usually play football. But I came to Delhi, and I was in CRPF public school. So CRPF school was one of the best school in Delhi at that point of time. And when I first went to the school, there were some players who were going abroad to play some matches, so I thought if I could play and I could go abroad, it will be a very good moment for me. It will be a very good opportunity for me. So it's just how it started, because the whole environment, the whole surrounding, everyone was playing football, everyone was talking football, everyone was into football. So that's how I got into football because I was also in the hostel, school hostel. So whenever we used to get free time, we used to play football. Whenever we used to have lunch break, we used to go to the ground and play football. So I think coming to Delhi and getting into CRPF school was the changing point in my life where everything started. So also we had Mr. Sunil sir who who was very serious about things and who was very serious about football. So I think all these things related, and that's how I'm here today.
However, the journey of starting up is always very easy, but to persevere through things and be very serious in life is something very tough. So you might have made loads of sacrifices on your way to become a professional footballer. But when was the time when you thought like, now is the time I'll have to do something and I'll have to be a professional footballer from here on?
Um, so I think when I was playing in Delhi, it was just for fun because I was playing in the school team, and I was playing with my friends. I was playing everywhere, and I was just playing for fun. So once we had a training session in BBFS, and there were some scouts coming from Pune who wanted some players to join their academy. So we were just playing there, and the scout selected me, and then he asked me to come to Pune for the trial. So for me, it was still like I just want to go there and just want to see how football is in, outside Delhi, because I have never been playing outside Delhi. I've never played outside Delhi, so I just wanted to experience how it feels like to be outside Delhi and play among players who are not from Delhi and from the other states. So I just went there. I just tried to gain as much experience as possible, but I ended up getting selected. I never thought that I would be selected and I would be stayed back there. So I ended up getting selected there, and I stayed there. And after that, I stayed. I played for Pune FC. Then I played for Pune City and Chennai, and then so on. So, and if you talk about uh, all the difficulties that I had, well, every day was challenging. When you start taking things seriously, you have to work hard, and you have to face a lot of troubles. When I was growing up, there were a lot of coaches who told me that you won't be able to play professionally. You can't play professionally. You don't have that charisma in you, or you don't have that quality in you. But what I had in my head was that I can work hard than anyone else, and I just kept working hard. I kept my head down, kept working hard every single day, and there were lots of problems in my life. There were a lot of difficulties which I didn't I didn't hold on to them, but I just kept my head down and kept working every single day. That's how I'm here, because there were a lot of people who were trying to pull me down, but it was in my head that if I want to do something, if I want to get it done, I have to work hard. I have to work more than anyone else. So I think that's a very positive point which I had in my mind since a very young age. So
Well, as the saying goes, Gaurav, there's no replacement to hard work. If you want to achieve success, hard work is the only way. So,
that's true.
of course, working hard, being resilient, being on time, being passionate is one thing, but having a mentorship, having a backing is the most important thing which I feel is out there. So, were your parents always very supportive when you let them know that I want to become a footballer? So, how supportive were your parents, and what role did they play in shaping up your career?
Well, at the start, there wasn't much of a support. Like, they were concerned. They were supporting, but they were concerned. Like, what about studies? What are you going to do? And all those things. But as the time passed by, they saw me doing well, so they started supporting. But at the start, when I was like going to play for Pune FC, my parents, especially my mom, she's very strict. So she was like, What are you going to do there? How are you going to pass school? How are you going to get a degree and all those things?" And I say, I just want to go and see how the football outside state looks like. And I didn't, as I said, I didn't thought that I will get selected there. And once I got selected there, I let her know. And my mom asked, like, "Do you really want to do this?" And I said, "Yeah, I want to stay back here and I want to continue playing." So yeah, after that, they were supportive, but also they were strict about my studies, because you have to balance everything, and my parents are very strict towards studies. So uh, at the start, not very much, but as the time went by, they knew what I wanted, and they were very supportive. So yeah, I'm very thankful for them.
Like you rightly mentioned, parents are always very concerned about two things. I would say one is my child getting nutritious food, And the second is how well is he doing in academics. So my question is, Gaurav, being someone who has played early in his life, played professional football early in his life, how did you manage to balance sports and studies? Was it easy?
Well, no, yeah, it wasn't easy. Also because I never wanted to study so much. But as I said, my parents were very strict. I had to take all my books with me wherever I'm traveling to. So the luggage was double, because when you are at a young age, your books are too much to handle. So, but yeah, I had to do that if I wanted to play football. And also back school, like I said, our coach was Mr. Sunil sir, and he gave us a rule: if you don't, if you don't pass in any subject, or if you fail in any subject, you won't be playing for the school team, or I won't let you play football. So it was very important for us to play football, and we were very young at that point of time. So for us to keep playing football, we had to get good grades. So it wasn't like I like studying, but I had to study so much so that I can keep playing football. But once I grew up and now I know how much it is important, the importance of studies. Oh yeah, when we were young, it was like if I am playing, the study doesn't matter. But to be honest, I think the most important thing while growing up, which I think I had in my life, was the knowledge I gained. Like I never failed in any subject. I was doing well at my academics as well. So I think it was very important, and it's very important for all the young players who are playing right now to
Absolutely.
keep a balance between football and studies. It's very important for the future as well, because at till one point of time you can play football, but after football, what are you going to do? If you don't have any knowledge, you won't be able to do anything else in your life. So football can take you till a certain age, but after that you have to figure out something, what to do and what not to do.
As you rightly mentioned, football can take you to a certain age. After that, you need to figure out what is to be done. So, Gaurav, you left Assam to come to Delhi and joined BBFS. So, can you run us through your entire experience of how you came to Delhi, when you joined, and how was the experience of working with BBFS, training there, and growing up?
Well, yeah, my parents uh, they're in the police, so I had to keep moving from a very young age. So once I came to Delhi, I was in the hostel, CRPF hostel, and like I said, Mr. Sunil sir was there, and he was also working with the BBFS. So he asked some of the players to go and join BBFS and to train there, and I was one of them. And I think that was that was one of the main highlight, I would say, growing up, because you get to learn a lot of basic things from BBFS, or I would say I got to learn a lot of basic things from BBFS when I was growing up. And while a footballer, being a footballer, the basics are very important. When you grow up, you need
Absolutely.
you need the basics to be strong. So I think BBFS did that very well for me and for all the players. And I still keep those basics with me. I still know all of them. So I think that was very important for me to learn at that point of time, to absorb all the knowledge they are giving me. Also, I had a lot of good coaches. We had Vikas sir, Vivek sir, Rana sir, Mr. Sunil sir. We had foreign coaches as well. There was Zay, who was like who was like the heart of BBFS at that point of time. We used to go just to train with him, because he used to be so kind to us. He used to be like, his training was so amazing. We used to get to learn a lot of new things every single day. So all of these things, I think, all of these things made me what I am today. And I'm very thankful for BBFS that they gave me this platform at a very young age, and they gave me all this knowledge and all this basics, right?
Gaurav,
Which I don't know if I
yeah,
have
Gaurav, what was
anyone
the
else.
age? Yeah, what was the age when you joined a boarding school? Like, what was your age back then?
Um, I remember. I think I was 12 or 13.
12 or 13, right? So
Mm.
even after school, you joined a residential academy at Pune FC later in your career after BBFS. So do you think that environment, to be precise, helped you shape better as a footballer? The environment you are in, into that residential academic setup where football and studies go hand in hand and football is given priority. So how important was it for your development as a footballer?
Well, like you see, like in India, it's the residential academy is coming up now. But
Yeah.
if you see England, if you see in Europe, it's common. All the players they stay in the residential academy. They wake up with all the prayers. They train. They go to school. They eat, and then they again train in the evening. They sleep. So I think to be in a proper footballing system, you we have to be I don't know. It's my thinking that you have to be in a residential academy because when I was in Pune, everything was all football related. Like we had to eat on time, we had to sleep on time, we had to wake up on time. You have to go to the training. You have to dress a certain way. You have to train a certain way. So everything was so related to football. Like we are talking football, we are doing everything which is related to football. We are going to the gym. We are working hard. Also, we were studying because we had our classes going on at that time. So I think it was very important for me and for all the players at that time to be in a residential setup to grow to grow as a footballer. I think it was very important for me, because I couldn't have learned these things if it wouldn't be in a residential academy uh, because they teach you how to be professional in every way, how to eat professionally, how to train professionally. So I think it's very helpful.
Absolutely. So you left BBFS to join Pune FC, and then uh, you played for Pune FC reserves teams, then Pune City reserves teams. So, what was your transition like in terms of your early exposure in professional football, playing in the I League, and what critical factor you feel that helped you, that stood you out from the other candidates and helped you play at such an early age in the I League?
Well, like I said, I think one of the main reasons was that uh, now the football is changing and modern football requires all of the players to play with their feet more. So I
Yeah.
think one of the main reasons was that I got the basics done here already at BBFS, and then we went Pune FC, where I got a lot of exposure about playing with different players, playing with players who are from another state, to know how the style is to adapt under like changing coaches every time. You won't get the same coach again and again, and you can't play in the first 11 every single time. So you have to adapt, to every new coach comes in. So all of these things I think was very helpful. And once I started playing I League, um, it was very important for me to understand that uh, it's not only that I started at a very young age that means everything will be nice for me. So uh, it was very important for me to understand that I have to keep working hard, even if I am the youngest or even if I'm the oldest. For me everything can be done with hard work. So I think all of that was necessary for me. And also about the players that I play with. I get to know a lot about them, and they get to know a lot about me. That's how a team works, and that's what you have to learn when you are in a professional setup, to gel with all the players, because you won't get all the players from India or Europe or South America. So you have to gel with everyone. You have to know. You have to have a proper understanding. So I think all these factors were very important for me.
Absolutely. It's the camaraderie which you build with your teammates and how you gel with them. So it's a deciding factor in all ways. So after your exposure in Pune, Gaurav, you went to Chennai. Uh, and what a season it turned out to be, Gaurav. You won the I League at age 20, scoring a brace on the final day, and took the trophy away from East Bengal, the Kolkata Giants. So run us through the experience, how the entire campaign went, and what what was it like to win the I-League at age 20? It's a huge crown, to be honest.
Well, yeah, the feeling was amazing, to be honest. If anyone saw the match, I was crying after the match, and it was very emotional for all of us. Not only the Indian players, but also the foreign players. They were very emotional because we all did put a lot of hard work in it. So we did put the work, and we got the results. So we were very happy about it. Also, the season was amazing. We had a coach Akbar coming from Singapore, take over everything. He taught us a lot of new things. He taught me a lot of new things. There were a lot of foreign players who were teaching all the Indian players new things about football, how to communicate, what to do in the game, what to do in certain situations when you are winning, when you're not winning. So I think all these things were very crucial for us at that season. Also, we were like 10 games unbeaten at the start, which was a very positive thing for us during that season. So it was amazing to be a part of that team, to score that goal, to be there, to be there to win the I League. I never thought when I started playing football that I will even play in the I League or I will win the I League, but it just I had it in the back of my head that I want to play someday, I want to win it someday, and it just happened. So it was like a dream come true for me. So yeah, it was amazing.
And how, like, this is something which is hard to achieve. Like at age 20, when you say you've won the I-League, it's a huge crown. So does this achievement put you under pressure? Because people might have a lot of expectations from you, right? So how do you manage the conversation around you?
Well, for me, I don't want to take any unnecessary pressure which can be seen in my game. So I think what happened in that season is a past now, and I am with Odisha now, and I'm playing in the ISL now, I League. So this is a new challenge. This is a different challenge, and I want to win the ISL with this team, and so I'm fully focused on that. If people I can't change what people think. So for me, I just want myself to be focused, and I just want myself to keep working for the goal I'm having in my head right now. That's it. For me, I don't think too much about what other people will think about me or what other people expectations are, because you can't fulfill everyone expectations. Someday it can be good, someday it can be bad. So I think I just have to keep my head down and keep working hard. That's it.
Absolutely. So post Chennai win in the I-League, you had the opportunity to represent the Indian under 23 team at the AFC Championship, and you debuted for the national team back then. So, how was it like to play for the national team? Like, just run us through the moment and tell us your moment of glory.
I think it was an amazing feeling, to be honest. I didn't know that, like I said, I never knew that I will play I League or I will win I League, and to get a call up from the national team was a huge opportunity for me. It was one of my dream come true things. So it was very amazing for me to go and to play and to wear the national team jersey. It's a different feeling when you go inside the ground, when the national anthem begins, when you sing the national anthem, and you know that there are a lot of people expecting a lot from you, and you are playing at such a high level. So for me, uh, all everything happened so quick. I won the I League, and then went for the national team camp, and then had to come back for the last game of the season in I League, and then go back again, then give the remaining of the trials, and then be in the team, and then go with the team. It was everything was so fast that I didn't have time to think too much. I was just going with the flow and keeping my head down and working towards it, and thinking how I can play, what I can do to, give my best with the national team. And I think it was an amazing feeling to be a part of the team, to play for the national team. It will be a memory I'll always cherish.
Absolutely, and playing for the national team is what every footballer dreams of once they start. You see, so who was your mentor in the national setup when you went there? Of course, it has not been easy. Like there were a lot of pressure upon your chin. So, who did mentor you?
There were a lot of people. There were the coach was there. Um, Coach Derek Pereira was there. Uh, Coach Venkatesh was there, and also I had my fellow teammate later on, fellow teammate Mr. Vineet Rai was there. So everyone were so supportive to me. Also, Ashish was there. We all were together in BBFS. So it wasn't so hard to gel up, because you know all of them from before, and you go and meet them again. So it wasn't so hard to gel up with them. So all the players were very nice and very kind and very like warm towards each other, which gives a very nice feeling even when all of them are around in the pitch, outside the pitch. So it was an amazing feeling to be with them and to play the matches. It was nice.
Absolutely. So, before I ask you my last question, I will let my audience know that we are going to take up questions after this from the YouTube and Facebook comment section. So, please feel free to drop in. Uh, Now you're playing in the ISL, Gaurav. It's the league to be at for any footballer. So you are with Odisha FC. So run us through your entire campaign, which went by, and how has things panned out for you?
Sorry, I didn't get your question.
Yeah. So I'm asking, like, now you're at the ISL playing for Odisha FC, and that ISL is the place everyone wants to be at. The glitz, the glamour, the glory, everything is there. So, how has your time been at the ISL? So, how are you feeling there? Who is mentoring you? How has been the entire campaign there with Odisha FC? So, just run us through the entire experience until now.
Okay, so I signed for Orissa 2 years ago. Um, and the coach was there. Joseph Gumba was there, and he signed me. He wanted me there, and he signed me. So I went there. Uh, the first season was the first season was good for me because I wasn't playing at the start, and I got a chance to play in the mid of the season. A center back got injured, and then the coach wanted me to play, so I went in, and then from there I'm just playing. So it was a good season for me. We were about to qualify for the semi-final, but last 2 or 3 matches was very hard for us. Like we couldn't win, and because of that, we couldn't go to the semi-final. This last season, we didn't have the best of the season. I think it was one of the worst season for me and for all of us. We were at the bottom of the table. We worked really hard, but there were things which could not gel up, or there were things which did not work well. So because of that, I think we didn't have the best of season. But also we got to learn a lot from our defeat. So I think it's important for us when we lose games, we learn something from it. And till now, it's been amazing for me. I am learning a lot of new things from a lot of new players, a lot of different players, new coaches. So I just intend to keep looking forward and keep learning, keep growing. Um, the next season, we will be starting our season shortly, I guess, after 2 or 3 months mostly. So let's see, we are preparing for that. I hope this season is better.
The upcoming season is always great to look forward to because now David Villa is also associated with Odisha FC. So if
Yeah,
you get a chance to meet him, do not forget to tune me in as well. I would also want to talk to him once.
we'll do, we'll do. We'll video call all
Yeah.
of you.
So we will go to the questions section now. We have lots of questions coming in from the audiences. So first question is from Akash Tiwari. Question for Gaurav: what are your expectations from the upcoming season?
Well, like I said, I'm very much looking forward to this season, and uh, we intend to have a better season than last year and work hard and reach the top four, and then look forward after that.
Right. We'll go on to the next question. Yashvardhan Birla is asking. So Yashvardhan just joined the football academy, and he wanted to ask how to gain their stamina. So in between the pandemic, it's a great suggestion if you could give. Like, how can they work on their stamina?
Well, if you have access to a ground, just go there and start jogging. Put a timer and start jogging, start running. If you are not able to go outside, try skipping at home. Try jogging at a place at home. Try to eat the right food and try to get good rest. I think these are the important points.
Yep. So Pankhuri Gupta is asking, hi Gaurav, do you think it's important to get professional training at the start? Of course, it's a question for a lot of our viewers, like what should they do? What is the way they should take? So if you could guide them through.
Well, yeah, I think it's very important to get a professional training at the start because, like I said, what I learned from BBFS, I'm still applying it now, the basics and everything. Of course, if you don't get a professional setup, doesn't mean you won't be able to play professionally. But if you want to get everything right, if you want to get everything right from the start, you can learn a lot of things at a very young age, which I have learned now. So because the football is also evolving now, so you can learn a lot of things at a very young age if you start training professionally.
Yep, very true. So the next question is from Aryan Varshni. Sir, one question. I am in BBFS and I'm 18. Will I become professional like you if I continue to play in BBFS? So, or what's your take?
Well, I can't tell you that. I think you have to answer that to yourself if you want to become a professional player or not. If you want to become a professional player, just keep working hard, do the right things, have the right habits. And I think BBF is a great platform for all of you guys. Like I said, I learn a lot of things from BBFS. You can learn a lot of things from BBFS, but only one if you are willing to. If you are not, then no one can make you a professional player if you are not willing to. It's up to you. If you want to work hard and keep playing, just do it. You will be a professional player.
Absolutely. I think we are getting a lot of questions, but we will have to restrict to one last question because we are short of time. So the last question is from, I can't spell the name to be honest. My son wants to play football. He's 10 years old, but little slow in sprinting. Could he become a professional footballer?
Like I said, well, it's up to him and it's up to you guys if you want him to become a professional footballer. It doesn't matter. He's just 10 years old right now. If he is having whatever he is not having right now, he can build upon it because he have time right now. If he's not fast or if his body weight is not right or if he's too skinny, I think you can build upon it because you have the time right now. So I think he can become a professional footballer if he works and if he put in the effort. And also sprint is not a big thing. Not you cannot achieve if you keep working on your sprinting and your techniques. I think it's achievable easily.
I think that answers Divin Boro's question. So we have one last question, which is from Vidhu Kalyan Das. I'm sure you always aspired to be a football player, but at what point did you feel you can compete with the best and pursue football as a career? So if you could again,
Um, I think when I went to play for the Pune FC side, and once I got into that professional setup, so I think after that I started thinking about making a career out of football, playing against the best, competing against the best. I think that's that's how I knew that I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life.
Absolutely. So, Gaurav, before we conclude, we have appreciation for Gaurav. Shaurya Dixit says, I have seen his hard work and determination throughout his school life. That's why we are proud of him. People are very
He's
proud of
my
you,
friend.
Gaurav. We all are.
He is my classmate. I know him from a very long time. I have also seen him working hard, and he's doing very well in his field. I'm very happy for him.
Very nice. So, before I let you leave, Gaurav, the one last question which many people think a lot. So, if you had to give advice to a 15-year-old Gaurav who started early to achieve his ambitions, what would your advice to be to him?
My main advice would be just keep working hard, no matter what people say about you, no matter what people talk about you, or no matter if people say that you are not going to make it. Just keep working hard. It's up to you if you want to become a professional player or not. If it's up to you if you want to achieve certain things or not. And also, I would say just look after your habits because when I was young, I didn't sleep on time. I didn't wake up on time. I didn't eat the right food. I didn't take care of my body. So, and also when you are young, you don't feel that much. But as you start getting older, you know that there are certain things which are very important. So I would just tell myself that keep working hard and look after your good habits. Just keep your good habits in check always. So I think that's the important points for me.
Fantastic. It was a pleasure to speak with you, Gaurav. Thank you so much for your time. I wish you all the best for your future. And let me tell you again, Gaurav, you make us proud. Carry on with grit and determination. We believe in you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here. I am very thankful.
Thank you so much.